two-night crossover event is coming.
We're gonna have to fight our way through.
Get everybody out of here!
And if you don't catch up on The Flash now, you might get left behind.
You could gather every genius on every planet, and you still couldn't outthink me.
Plenty of metas have come after me. The people that I love. You know the one thing they have in common? They failed.
You've done wonders all these years, punching gorillas with rudimentary powers, chasing mad men, shooting icicles. Those were children. The play guns, Savitar, Zoom, Thorn. Their powers are nothing compared to the power of limitless thought.
That's your ability. Your intellect was amplified by the particle accelerator.
You may be the fastest man alive, Alan. I'm the fastest mind.
Good to see you, son.
You too.
Oh.
How's Blue Valley?
Oh. Self-reflection and the battle with a starfish from outer space gives you perspective.
It's all right, Felicity, it's all right. We just cannot have a repeat of what happened at Amertech.
Anybody have any suggestions on how we do that?
I have a suggestion or two.
Okay. All right, stand back. Everyone stand back. I saw Clark do this once.
Get back.
Wait.
Everyone stand back, please. Stand back. It's all right. Nothing to get worried about.
And Legends of Tomorrow.
I want to break up Firestorm.
You guys are getting cold feet. We can call the whole thing off.
It's time for Jefferson to claim the power of Firestorm for himself.
This totem is my family's. Only my blood may bear it.
And they do.
That's impossible.
That I am your granddaughter.
What does Dark care if we fix anachronisms or not?
That's the thing about daughters. When they see you die at the hands of one self-righteous hero, they really don't want to see it happen again.
We're stronger together. We know that. Dark knows that.
Hey everybody, it's Charlie. A bunch of you were asking for a catch-up video for everything before the big 4-way crossover next week. So we'll just go in order of the way I cut that promo, but there's a couple big storylines from each of the shows. A lot of it won't matter for the crossover, but there are a couple key character moves. Like a couple people have been away, they've come back, so I'll explain what's going on. But if you are finding me for the first time, we do DC every week. There's even a weekly Flash Ring giveaway. I'll explain at the end of the video, but all you have to do to enter that is just be a subscriber and leave a comment on the video. So starting with the big stuff first, The Flash versus the Thinker. He's the big villain of The Flash this season. He just revealed himself. They had their very Sherlock versus Moriarty moment where they put all the cards on the table because the Thinker is so confident that he is that much smarter than Barry and his team of geniuses, as he says. They're following the Jeff Johns Thinker arc relatively closely. Obviously, they changed some things from the comics, but you can read up on that. Obviously, I talk more specifically about it during my Flash videos. But Flash and Supergirl have probably been the most comic booky this season so far, just because of the characters that they're doing and the storylines. So in the spirit of that, Wally has been away for the last couple of episodes in Blue Valley. That's the place where he came from originally in the comics, the Ginger Wally West. So he said when he came back that he'd been fighting a starfish from outer space. That's why I cut in that robot chicken Starro. It's part of the first big Justice League team-up. He was like the first big villain that they fought together. The Justice League movie came out. That's probably why they used him as the Easter egg. But it's also part of a big Teen Titans team-up story, because Teen Titans always flows a lot from Justice League energy. You can take that as a wink at Wally doing Titans stuff at some point in the future. It's not them saying that he's going to Titans, because that show is going to take place in Bloodhaven and Wally was in Blue Valley, so two completely different locations. But it's still pretty freaking cool. So all of these characters, with the exception of Elongated Man, will be at Iris's wedding. Iris is not a huge fan of Elongated Man, so she would probably not want him there. But for the most part, all of the Flash characters will be at Iris's wedding, but not all of the characters from each of the shows will be at the wedding ceremony. They did say that everybody would not get invited. It's mostly for practical reasons, like them actually having to film each of these characters. Like, you're just not going to be able to do every single person. Moving into Arrow territory, most of the characters, except for Thea and Diggle, will be involved in the wedding and the big crossover. Diggle will be sitting on the sidelines because he has all this nerve damage from the steroids he was taking, so it's just the consequences of him juicing so that he could be the Green Arrow. But that's why I included that clip of Oliver saying, "I have an idea," because it's him putting the Green Arrow costume back on. But for the most part, Thea is back. I think she's just down for the count, so she might wheel herself into the wedding, but she's not going to be fighting people on the other Earth. The Supergirl stuff is a little bit more fun because they just brought on the Legion of Superheroes. They're pushing into that plotline. Mon-El is back, and Rain just built her Fortress of Solitude. So she sort of gets mind wiped a little bit, and that's sort of the explainer that they're going with for why it is she wants to get Supergirl. Within the narrative of the comics, she functions as a female version of Doomsday that's a little more chatty. Like, Doomsday is just like this big hulking figure. Rain is like the talky version of the Hulk. You could actually reason with him a little bit, even though she's a little bit nuts. The reason why I think that Martian Manhunter won't be part of the crossover is because his father, like within the narrative, his father from Mars was found. He brought him to Earth, and so he's reconnecting with him. So here's a real deep cut Easter egg for you. The actor who's playing Martian Manhunter's father also did the voice of Martian Manhunter in all of the classic Justice League cartoons. So it's just bringing it full circle.
Yes, I understand the appeal of coffee.
It's pronounced coffee.
My dear children.
Are you staying home this time, Father?
Yes. I am truly home.
But on Legends of Tomorrow, you guys all know how they're trying to separate Firestorm. What'll probably happen is that Martin Stein will leave. He has a grandson now that they just named Ronnie. So you'll probably get a Jax Ronnie version of Firestorm, but it'll be like a little baby Ronnie from the future. So it'll be an adult version of that character. The villain team up now is Malice, Damien Dark, and they just snagged Grodd, so they're sort of rebuilding a version of the Legion of Doom, but it's not called the Legion of Doom. The new character, Zari, from the Black Adam comics, is wielding the air totem. It's sort of like a Legend of Korra situation. She airbends. She's got this really cool leather costume she'll be wearing during the crossover. But for the most part, all of the legends that you see in this picture here are the ones that are part of the crossover, with the exception of Firestorm, because he's not standing in this lineup here. But that's the quick catch-up for everything that's been going on, and the explainer for why some characters won't be on. They're either injured or they're taking care of other people. I know everybody just wants Martian Manhunter because he's probably the most powerful character that they have next to Supergirl. And I know everyone's wondering about Earth X Superman. He probably lived on this Earth, but either they killed him or he's off somewhere else. I don't think they're allowed to use the character just because of all the Justice League stuff that's in theaters right now. But if he were alive on this Earth, he'd be called Overman. It's kind of a Red Sun situation. So it turned into Man in the High Castle, where like everybody on the planet became a Nazi. But what'll happen next week is there'll probably be an Easter egg video for the first half of the crossover and then the second half. But technically it's 4 episodes, but the episodes are airing back to back. So it's like a 2-hour episode, then another 2-hour episode on Tuesday, and then that's it. So I might just do one video for both of those first episodes and then one video for the second episodes. Then after that, I might do more bonus videos for specific things. I just have to change the way I do videos because they're cramming so much stuff into a small amount of time. It's like doing videos for Netflix shows. It's kind of a nightmare. But if you do have any questions or requests for specific videos or explainers or anything like that, just let me know in the comments below. And there'll be like a flash ring giveaway for each of the crossover videos that I do. There'll be like extra giveaway stuff happening because it's such a big deal. Congratulations to the latest giveaway winner, J. Lee De La O. Please private message me on the back end of my channel so I can get your contact details. Click here to learn about the future of the DC movie universe and the Flashpoint movie, and you can click here for the other crossover trailer. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.